die, Moot. I'm gonna die.
Mogging your ass.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Moot, you're.
So, yeah, I think the point is made. The Venezuelan invasion, completely sensible. It's a win-win-win for the United States.
Was that the last one, Moot?
And the world.
Yep.
It's helping stop the spread of communism and fascism. It's stopping the spread of Islamic jihad and terrorism. It's helping to, at least to some extent, stop the flow of illegal narcotics and drugs and harm the cartels. It shows U.S. military power. They've proven that the Chinese defense systems are absolutely useless against the United States.
You realize you just don't know while he's not listening to you at all. We're playing
yeah, we got it. I got it. Okay, listen, I understand your point.
I'm sure somebody's listening.
Okay, we got your point. We understand. We disagree on it's fundamentally some foreign policy.
It gives us better security for the Panama Canal.
Okay.
And it overthrowed a horrible, violent fucking dictator who is literally murdering his own fucking citizens and making them all broke and poor.
Not good.
Cool.
So
you see how he's not like engaging? It's because he actually doesn't have an answer to you. So he's doing this. Oh, I can't actually engage. I'm too busy playing a game. I can't possibly do it.
We gotta get the fuck out of here, Moot.
It's pathetic, isn't it?
Do you not want to kill these shredders?
No, I want to leave. We got the map. We started it late, so I think we should just restart the whole map. I just want to leave. Okay. And we this shit started off like clusterfuck.
Don't leave Vegan Games. He's
And we need to get this. We're gonna die, and then Vegan's gonna be screaming. I'm gonna lose my shit. Okay. Okay.
Listen. He can't. He's thinking about how he can debate you. That's why he needs time. Be considerate. Okay.
I think he's got nothing. Like,
yeah, well, he needs a second. You should be considerate. Okay.
He doesn't need a second.
You're intimidating. He just. Yeah, well, he's coming up with something.
He's not coming up with anything. What is he gonna say?
I don't know. Steve is a really good
we're
debater.
about to leave this lobby, and then he's gonna debate you.
No, I'm not. I'm just gonna. We need to queue with max time.
Because he debates retarded MAGA.
Look, he's trying to fucking back out. Even Lucas, he has to take a break. Lucas has to take a break. Just stay here. Don't go anywhere, Vegan. All right, stand by.
Feel lucky I went back in there to save you, Moot.
Thank you.
I'll lose it.
Steve, if I was you, I'd be seriously thinking about how you're going to counter this narrative, because no, talk less in game, think more.
Dan, how about you fix your fucking GPU? Okay. Figure out that.
There's nothing to fix.
Oh, guy, north.
Yep, good luck, Moot.
We can also talk about the Greenland situation.
Perfect.
I think a lot of people kind of misunderstand the Greenland thing. So Trump
good luck.
is too stupid to find Greenland on a map. He doesn't know what the hell it is. The reason he's gone on this whole route about Greenland is
okay, hold on, stop. Listen, okay. Number one, you have no credible evidence that there are any missile systems in Venezuela. Can you admit that?
No.
Okay, there are no ballistic missile
there
systems.
Absolutely is.
Really, based on just this National Post article.
No, so I didn't say.
Stop! Hold on! No! Wait! Don't just spam a bunch of random fucking words. What is your single strongest point of evidence right now that Venezuela has ballistic missile systems? So missile systems that are capable of launching an intercontinental ballistic missile, which is what you would need to get from Venezuela to the United States of America to southern Florida. Is there any evidence whatsoever that they? Yes, it's literally a continent away. It's in the definition. Yes, you need long-range missile systems to do that. So tell me, what is your evidence that they have missile systems that can reach the United States of America?
No, you don't.
Okay, then give me the missile. Give me the missile. What is it?
Okay, you understand that when you go from one continent to another.
I'm waiting. You're stalling because you don't have the answer. You're getting mogged right now. You don't have the answer.
This is like saying
you don't have the answer. You don't have the answer. You don't have the answer. If you don't have the answer, that's fine. If you don't have the answer, that's fine. But you don't. So there's no evidence.
If you're right at the border, all you have to do is take a step. So what you're saying
take a
is
step
nonsense.
into what? The ocean? What are you talking about? A step where?
It doesn't need to be an intercontinental.
A step where? Venezuela does not border the United States of America. What are you talking about?
Yes, I understand that.
Okay, so there is no step to take. What long-range ballistic missile systems does Venezuela possess that can shoot missiles into the United States of America?
Oh, I'm not sure exactly.
None. So they have none. They have none. We can see the shipments that they send to Venezuela. What?
Wait. I'm not a fucking weapons expert. So can you name me one single ballistic missile system?
Sure. The Kinzhal rocket systems that Russia uses to shoot shit. I don't know. What do you mean? What?
Kinzhal rocket?
Yes, it's the one that they claim are hypersonic missiles, but they're not actually. But they're hypersonic because that's the speed that they reach when they're actually shooting shit, but they actually can't.
Intercontinental ballistic missile?
Yes.
How do you spell that?
Okay, you don't know what you're talking about? Once you've learned a little bit about literally anything, then you can come back and do whatever. Okay, but right now you don't have any evidence of anything that you're talking about. You don't have any evidence of anything you're talking about. What is the it's Kinzhal, okay? Is the Kinzhal missile system or whatever, okay?
So first of all, what I'm reading here is
That's not intercontinental, is my understanding.
Yeah, so what I'm reading here is it's a nuclear-capable missile. As far as I understand, it's not intercontinental.
ICBMs generally are nuclear-capable missiles. A nuclear-capable missile is just a missile that's capable of having a nuclear warhead applied to it. Not all nuclear-capable missiles need to have a nuclear payload. Stop.
Right,
Stop.
so it has an
Stop.
estimated range of 480 kilometers.
Okay,
so
then it
that's
wouldn't be that one. Then it would be a different
intercontinental
missile system. I asked you for your
so
strongest
then
piece
you
of
don't know what
evidence.
the
I don't know the
Kinzhal
names of
missile
every
system is.
missile system. I'm not the one making the claim that they have a missile
so
system right now in Venezuela.
So it's a little
I'm just
silly.
asking for your strongest piece of evidence that they have
So
a missile
it's
system.
little silly.
You don't have it? You've got 10
Right,
seconds
so
before you're
railroading
kicked.
me.
10,
So are you gonna
9,
Hold on,
are
we
you
don't do
eight,
it like this.
7,
Come on, come
Yeah,
on.
6.
Okay, so he's
You
a
have
little
no
scared.
evidence that they have a missile system that can shoot
So
something
you
to the
won't
United
even let
States.
me talk.
No,
You're
because
just
you're
railroading.
derailing right now on an irrelevant
You won't
point.
even let me talk.
You're derailing.
You're just railroading me.
Do you have evidence?
You're the one who's trying to derail me.
I'm asking you, do they have...
So, Destiny, it's a little silly to ask me to name the
10.
exact
I'm not
missile
asking you to
they
name
have.
the exact missile system. I'm asking for an
7,
article that shows that they
yeah,
have these
6.
missile
Okay, so
systems.
you have no
that they have a
evidence
system that can
missile
reach,
system
that can shoot
Hold on.
something
So
to
you
the United
won't
States.
even
I'm asking you.
Destiny,
No,
your
because
service
you're
railroading.
derailing right now on an irrelevant
You won't
point.
even let me talk.
You're derailing.
just
No one can hear you talk. You're talking to
railroading.
yourself right now, okay?
You're
It's
the
a
one
simple
who's trying
question.
to derail me.
What
I'm
is your
asking you,
strongest piece of
do they
evidence
have-
that Venezuela
Destiny,
currently
it's a little
possesses a
silly
missile
to ask
system
me to
that can
name-
shoot missiles into the United States of America? That's it. That's a simple, easy one. I'm not asking for the name of it or the brand or the type. I'm just asking for the strongest piece of evidence you have that they currently possess that weapon system. Okay? Go ahead.
Yeah, so the satellite images that I linked to you in the National Post article. So again,
Do you
it
know
is
anything
completely
about... Hold on.
congruent with-
Wait. Do you know...
So, again,
you
according
don't have
to
any? Okay, I'm going to
intelligence-
server mute you. Okay. Do you have anything beyond this National Post article? Okay. So like what AP or Reuters? These are credible reporting outlets that report on stuff like this. Is there any mainstream media outlet? Is there anybody in U.S. intelligence? Anything beyond some grainy pictures of what look like giant metallic dicks and some anonymous, unnamed people that are saying, well, maybe this could be a missile system. Do you have any evidence that shows any of that? Or are you relying 100% just solely on this article and this picture? That's my question. Go ahead.
So no, you can.
Okay,
take a
then
look
this
at-
topic
you
is
can-
not, this article on its own is not convincing to me. So what is your next piece of evidence? This article right here would not, in my mind, justify an invasion of Venezuela or for me to support an invasion of Venezuela. So tell me the next piece of evidence you have, the
you're
next strongest piece.
strawmanning me, right? You're
He is.
strawmanning me. So I never said that image alone.
Okay, that's
justifies
fine, and
an
I agree with you. So
invasion of
that's why I'm
Venezuela.
asking for your next piece of evidence.
What are you asking me to argue for?
I'm
So
asking you for evidence that would support the idea that Venezuela is so much a threat to the United States that deposing their leader using military force is an acceptable course of action. And the first thing you presented was
So
that they
much of a
might
threat.
have missile
you
systems that can reach the
understand-
United States of America. This one grainy
So
picture and this
you
National Post article is
understand.
not convincing. So what is the next piece of evidence?
Right. So you're strawmanning me. You're asking me to hold a position that I don't actually hold.
I'm asking you,
So
what is the next piece of evidence you have that Venezuela is engaged in some...
No. We're not playing that game. We're not playing that game. So you're trying to strawman me.
Okay.
Not good.
But when you have that, when you have other piece of evidence, okay, then you can bring them to me, okay? But this is not, we're not doing the random, I don't know what this is right now, okay? I don't care. We can have different opinions on this as well, but we have a fundamental disagreement on what the ruling structure of the world should look like. And random news articles and random hatred of Islamic terrorists, in my mind, is not justification to invade other countries and depose their leaders, okay? That's crazy. That's insane. Okay, that's too many video games and not enough politics. That's a crazy position to take. So if you have stronger evidence in the future of some stuff that makes Venezuela a clear and present danger to the United States, such that the only way that we can alleviate ourselves of such danger is to go to the country and depose their leader, then I'd be interested in that. These pictures are not that. That's my position.
Okay, so I have one question for you. If Donald Trump was successful on January 6th of overthrowing the Capitol and forcibly taking power, would you be against, say, a nation like France or the UK or Germany flying over to the United States, conducting a special operation, and kidnapping Trump, deposing him, arresting him, holding him
Yes,
accountable?
I would be opposed to that. Yes.
You would.
Of course.
So you're fine with the spread of dictators and fascism.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I said. I think that's exactly what I said. Yes.
Right.
Yep. Yes. That's exactly what I said. Yes.
You don't want to protect democracy.
Nope.
You want to allow violent dictators who are supported by the cartel to be able to
The more
lead
violent,
a
the more I
fascist
support them,
regime.
actually. Yes. Correct.
So, right.
Yes.
So, this is 12-year-old behavior.
Yep. I agree.
Well, he doesn't have an answer, so he's dodging.
You're mugging.
Yeah,
him
he's
right
just
now.
dodging.
Okay.
You
Okay,
see
so
how he's
we know
getting
you're full of shit. We know you're full of shit. Just like how you
do.
said, oh, animals are robots. Then we see you fucking petting cats. Like,
Yep.
go fuck yourself.
True.
That is true. He really likes cats also, by the way. He acts like he would run
Yeah, I
one
know.
over without giving a shit, and he's
True.
like, oh,
Yeah, he's full of
honey,
shit.
I love you, sweetie. I'll do
True.
anything for you.
Yes. True.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, apparently Maduro said, come and get me, so he gave consent.
Nice. Space. True.
I think he just got dunked on.
Yes, I think so, actually. Yes. I admit
actually
it.
a-
100%.
Once you're ready for an adult conversation, like,
Okay.
what's hilarious is this guy said he'll debate anybody. Oh, it's just that nobody's willing to debate, or they're scared, or they'll run away. And then as soon as I come around, railroading, muting me, straw manning me, and then when I force him into a corner where I prove that his positions are insensible, oh, it all turns into a joke now. Oh yeah, I support fascism. Oh yeah, the more violent the better. Like, you're not a serious person, so you're turning into a son. You're just what do you call it? Partisan shill.
True. I agree.
You think when he was playing Arc Raiders was the best time to have a conversation with him?
Well, this happens no matter what he's doing.
True.
true.
He could I don't know, beyond his
Just
ADHD
curious. Do you think
meds,
that? Do you think the
doing
United
nothing,
States is?
chilling,
Do you think the United
focused,
States is
zoned in?
justified in invading Greenland too?
Well, we can talk about that. I wouldn't say they're justified in invading Greenland necessarily.
Okay.
It kind of depends on a number of factors. Like
what?
Well, let's say there was some kind of serious war between United States, China, I guess Japan, Australia, South Korea would end up getting involved because of the
Argentina.
Defense Pact. I don't know about Argentina, but
They're part of the.
Right now, the United States is talking about invading and stealing Greenland. Do you think the United States is justified right now in that? Not in some future hypothetical whatever is going on, but right now, Donald Trump has made it clear.
Right now.
Okay.
Well, not right now, and it would be a stupid move. And the way, again, Trump is too stupid to find Greenland on a map. He doesn't know what the fuck that is. What's going on there is some of his security advisors talked about how global warming is going to open up new shipping routes around Greenland, and that is going to be a strategic advantage for China and Russia. So Greenland is going to be a very important defense hub.
Yeah.
For
Good thing
the
Denmark's our
Union,
ally,
the
right?
United
Good thing we
States.
have allies then, and that's why.
Yes,
yeah, right?
and unfortunately, Trump is a fucking idiot, and I'm sure he's had a lot of meetings with foreign leaders who don't take him seriously, think he's an idiot, have maybe been a bit rude and disrespectful for him, and we know he is a vicious, vindictive asshole. If you ever offend him, even years later, he won't forget it, and when you die, he'll make fun of you, just like Rob Reiner.
Okay.
So what's probably going on here is his defense advisors have told him about Greenland, its strategic importance, and because he's pissed off at some European leaders, he thought it would be funny to get their panties in a twist, saying, I'm gonna invade Greenland. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm gonna give you tariffs. And he's just laughing, seeing their reaction. Just because he's a vindictive idiot, and again, he's selfish, doesn't really think ahead that much, doesn't really care that much about the country, and he's not thinking about how this, all this conflict could be avoided, and we could just have a sensible defense pact with the European Union, with Denmark, with Greenland. So that's what's going on there. I think what's getting lost is people don't understand the strategic importance of Greenland. Trump does make a point. That,
No, he
yes,
doesn't.
the
We're
US
allied
should
with
have
them. It
more
doesn't matter.
military
No, we
presence
don't need
in
more there.
Greenland.
We're allied to them. If we want more military presence, all we have to do is move it there. So.
No,
Yes,
it's not.
that's
just a
all we have to
simple
do.
matter of moving
Yes, it
there.
is a
You
simple matter
need
of doing it. They're
permission.
allied. No, we don't.
Okay.
We have a base there. We're the head of
No,
NATO. They're part
you
of NATO.
need
We don't need permission. Nope, we
You
don't.
need
No, we
permission
don't.
to involve-
Nope,
you-
we
yes,
don't. You're
you
wrong.
do.
You're
Yes,
wrong. You just
do.
don't know what you're talking about, but that's okay. No, we don't.
You're
Nope.
telling me in any NATO-aligned country we can install an infinite number of military bases there?
As the
without
United
any
fucking
approval?
States of America, yes, we already have a base there. We can move whenever the fuck we want there. I seriously doubt any NATO
You're-
country is going to say,
you're
no,
telling
United
me-
States, you can't
you're
make that
telling
more
me-
secure.
So
You're
that
telling
your
me NATO
stance
countries would
is-
say, no, you're not allowed to. No,
Yeah,
United States, you
so
can't
your
put more
stance
stuff
is-
there. No, United
your
States, no, you
stance
can't do that.
is-
Moody, you kitted up for a run? We're not doing it until he's gone.
Yeah,
Right, I just
so-
make sure
I
you're
so
did
kitted.
it, but yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So your stance
Yes,
is
that
the
is my
United
stance.
States
Yes, we can do
literally
whatever.
install
Infinite.
an
Yes.
infinite amount of
350
military
million
bases,
people can be
move an
moved there.
infinite amount
Every
of
single
military
U.S.
equipment.
citizen, yes, all of them. 100%. And every firearm and every submarine
so
and every
you're full of
airplane.
shit. Yeah, so it doesn't work that way.
Oh,
It doesn't.
it does.
How do
So
you,
it doesn't work
how?
that way. And again, Trump could have gone about this the nice way.
Okay.
had
No,
a
I don't care. I
sensible
don't care. That's great. We
conversation.
understand. Okay. Thank you. We got your point. I'm saluting
Okay,
you.
how about Mom Donnie?
I love him. He's great. I hope I want to go to New York City to pray 5 times a day. Salute.
Yeah, so you love the Islamic Jihad,
He does,
Jew
actually.
hatred.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I fucking yes.
You also love
Why?
how.
What did we do?
Yeah, this guy is also hiring on some of the most insane, unhinged, communist wackos. They're racist to white people too,
Based.
openly.
Back to base.
time.
I'm Cuban, so it doesn't
it's
affect
not
me.
Was it his housing minister said that?
I know. If they want to
something
tax the
along
white people more, I think they said they were going to do a racial breakdown. Whew, it's going to be brutal.
Well, they said fundamentally, home ownership or property ownership is part of
The white power
hatred
structure.
or
Yes.
something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Mom Donnie is going to absolutely destroy the Democratic Party.
Based. I'm here for it.
If
Okay. We have to
Okay,
do this.
great.
We're on a
Well,
time
I guess
limit.
we can expect a third term for Trump.
Absolutely. Okay. Be careful.
Okay. Take care, dude.
Take care.
He mugged you, man.
Mickey.
So we have some leaked audio right now of MAGA So we have some leaked audio right now of MAGA Republican Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri. And in this leaked audio, Hawley is talking about how the federal government is slow rolling FEMA aid to St. Louis and other areas of Missouri that have recently been devastated by horrible storms, tornadoes, and other disasters that have really wreaked havoc. There are people who have been killed. There are people living, so many people unhoused now, people living in their prior homes with no roofs on them. Let me play for you this audio of MAGA Republican Senator Hawley. And again, you'll hear him say, I've discovered that FEMA is not providing aid, that they're slow rolling it, and it's not just happening here in Missouri. It's across the country, right? In Mississippi, in Arkansas, in Georgia, in North Carolina, in Kentucky, in Indiana, you name it. FEMA is not doing its job. Take a listen to this leaked audio. Here, play this clip.
Number one, we need the assistance. And I've talked to the president about this multiple times now. Of course, I've seen it for myself. I've talked with the folks who lost their homes, lost their churches. I've walked the neighborhoods. I've been there, and we're still talking to them. I mean, the day after I was there, Jason, my office talked to almost 36 people individually, just following up with questions, following up with how can we help them. So we need that assistance, as I said to the president. Now, after I talked to the president, he signed 2 of our disaster declarations. I'll be honest with you, though, on this third one, I don't know if FEMA has processed it yet. And this gets into a big issue that I've got with FEMA right now. They are slow walking everything because the way it works in the bureaucracy is FEMA has to approve it and make a recommendation before it even goes to the president under the statute. And what I discovered is they are slow walking every disaster relief declaration from across the country. So this has got to stop. And I've talked to the FEMA administrator about this, and believe me, I'm tracking basically hour by hour our disaster declarations. We've gotten 2 of them approved. We need this third one, and I hope it'll be soon.
Now, that leaked audio is also confirmed by the mayor of St. Louis, Kara Spencer. She put out a video in the past 48 hours where she said, we need FEMA here. St. Louis is being devastated. People are living on the streets right now, or they're living in their homes with no roofs. FEMA, get here. What are you doing? Watch this.
No city in the United States, nor our city, can do this alone, even with the help of our state, which we are grateful for. No city can shoulder this size of a disaster without federal assistance. We need FEMA, and we need it now. St. Louisans cannot keep waiting. People are living in homes that have collapsed, living alongside of them in tents. Hundreds are still staying in shelters. Kids who are experiencing terrible living conditions and uncertainty that no child should have to go through. I am proud of the work our city workers are doing, our local elected officials and our elected officials here at the local, state, and federal level here in Missouri who are advocating for FEMA and the President of the United States to take the much-needed action that our city needs, and every city in the United States in our situation, which could happen to any municipality, any city nationwide at any time, will need.
Now, I want to remind you that it was about a week and a half ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, where Senator Hawley, MAGA Republican again from Missouri, he used his time questioning the head of the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, to tell Noem, can you promise me, it's like 3 weeks ago, can you promise me that you'll get us the aid that we need here in our state? Let me know. And you'll hear what she says. She goes, well, I'll do my best. I'll tell Donald. I will definitely convey it. She never committed. She goes, I understand, I'll convey it. Trump's letting these cities just have people die. I mean, we see what he's doing in California. We see what he's doing across the country. He wants Americans to suffer. He wants to kill Americans. That's the objective data. I'm just showing you what Republicans. This is the Republican senator. You don't get much more MAGA than Josh Hawley Here, watch this.
Commit to helping for those 3 major disaster declaration requests that are pending. Will you help expedite those, Secretary Noem, and get those in front of the president, get those approved? We are desperate for the assistance in Missouri.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank
Make
you.
sure the application gets to the White House as soon as possible.
Fantastic, thank you. And can I also have your commitment that if and when the president approves a major disaster declaration for this storm that just happened on Friday in St. Louis, will you expedite as much as possible FEMA individual assistance for those who qualify for it in the St. Louis area?
Yes.
And I want to tell you just how important that is, because as I toured these streets and walked and talked to the residents, what I heard over and over is many of these folks don't have insurance.
Yeah.
You know, many of these folks, they either got their homes from a family member, or they bought them from a family member, so they don't have a mortgage on the property, and therefore they don't have homeowners insurance. So, as you know, having been a governor, in many instances, FEMA assistance is going to be the only assistance that they're.
And then again, let me share with you, again, nonpartisan guy here. I'm just trying to give you the facts and the data. Here is the main weather person, Morales, from southern Florida, where he says, I don't have the tools anymore to predict hurricanes because of all of the cuts to the National Weather Service and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association. Here, play this clip.
And as you've grown accustomed to my presentations over my 34 years in South Florida newscasts, confidently, I went on TV and I told you, it's going to turn. You don't need to worry. It is going to turn. And I am here to tell you that I am not sure I can do that this year, because of the cuts, the gutting, the sledgehammer attack on science in general, and I could talk about that for a long, long time, and how that is affecting the U.S. Leadership in science over many years, and how we're losing that leadership, and this is a multi-generational impact on science in this country, all right? But specifically, let's talk about the federal government cuts to the National Weather Service and to NOAA. Did you know that Central and South Florida National Weather Service offices are currently basically 20 to 40% understaffed? From Tampa to Key West, including the Miami office, 20 to 40% understaffed. Now, this type of staffing shortage is having impacts across the nation because there's been a nearly 20% reduction in weather balloon releases, launches, that carry those radiosondes. And what we're starting to see is that the quality of the forecasts is becoming degraded.
Yeah, while all of this is going on, the Trump regime fired the old interim head of FEMA, who was an ultra MAGA guy, simply because that other ultra MAGA guy testified that he didn't want to destroy FEMA. He goes, I think he goes, the administration has a different view than I do. I think FEMA should remain in place. Boom, the guy got fired in 24 hours. So they bring in this new guy who's had no experience with disaster relief before, this new FEMA head. And this new FEMA head starts telling everybody at FEMA that he doesn't even know what hurricane season is. He goes, I don't know what it is. What's hurricane season? And then he goes, no, I was just saying it as a joke. You think that's funny as the head of FEMA to joke that you don't know what hurricane season is when we're in hurricane season and it's something that kills people? That's not a funny joke. But here, listen to this. Play this clip.
But I also spoke with some FEMA personnel who were inside that briefing yesterday who couldn't really tell if David Richardson, FEMA's new acting administrator, was kidding around or if he was essentially saying that he was pretty unfamiliar with hurricane season before taking this new job last month. You may remember when he was put in charge last month by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, he had no prior experience managing natural disasters. He comes from the Countering Weapons of Mass Destruction Office at DHS, and this has just raised red flags among FEMA staff about the lack of experience at the top as hurricane season is now underway, and who's going to be making those decisions with what information when lives need to be saved and potentially communities need to be preserved during these catastrophic storms.
So Donald Trump's chief propagandist, Caroline Leavitt, was asked, do you think it's an appropriate thing for the head of FEMA to joke that he doesn't know hurricane season? Watch this.
And about hurricane season appropriate, though, now that this is serious business, as you talked about?
It's serious business, Kelly, and I'm not going to engage in such fodder with a question like that. Brian.
Here's what Democratic Congress member Jared Moskowitz says, and it's important to note, Moskowitz ran emergency management for the state of Florida, like the state version of FEMA, but they don't have the resources that the feds have. They need to work with FEMA, but Moskowitz knows what it's like to be in this role. Here's what Moskowitz says. Here, play this clip.
Certainly, we've not made FEMA more efficient. The administrator apparently doesn't know there's a hurricane season. Wait till he finds out there's 5 categories. We're going to blow his mind.
And I know that the current regime doesn't believe in science, but let's be clear, warm waters and storm-friendly climate patterns are expected to produce as many as 19 tropical storms, including 6 to 10 hurricanes this season, all being ignored by the Trump regime. The government scientists are saying it, but the Trump regime is gutting FEMA, not taking it seriously. They don't believe in climate change as a real thing. They don't like the idea of any Green New Deal. They don't like any of it. So they're just going with their gut. They're going with people who are not scientists, people who don't even know what hurricane season is. I'll remind you what Donald Trump said back on January 24th, 2025, when he was asked, do you expect to ask Congress for additional aid for North Carolina and California? Here, Trump said he doesn't really believe in FEMA. Play this clip.
What would your response to FEMA? Do you expect to ask Congress for additional aid for North Carolina and California?
It will be direct. In other words, the aid will go through us. So rather than going through FEMA, it will go through us. And I think maybe this is a good place to start. Because, and in all fairness to the governor, and in all fairness to everybody else, FEMA was not on the ball. And we're going to turn it all around. Yes.
That you don't believe in FEMA. This is what I want to show you. This was caught on camera. Acting FEMA chief, the guy I told you about, David Richardson, he goes in and he tells his staff at FEMA, just imagine the morale. Like tons of people are getting fired. The guy says he doesn't know what hurricane season is. And then he says, don't get in my way. I will run right over you. Here, play this clip.
In FEMA, not in DHS or the U.S. government writ large, but within FEMA. I and I alone speak for FEMA. Okay? I am the president's representative at FEMA. And I am here to carry out President Trump's intent. And that's why I'm here. Now, this is the tough part. Most of you know this by intuition, but nobody's ever told you this. When somebody comes to an organization and there's going to be change, it's recognized that everybody's somewhat nervous or somewhat concerned. Understandable. What's not known is that between 10 and 20% of personnel will embrace change. They'll welcome it. And they understand that change, take it right, it's progress. And they understand that it's necessary and they see that it needs to be made. That's somewhere between 10 and 20%. Something like 60%, they don't care. Right? You go along to get along. And I completely understand it. I've been in a situation before where I went along to get along. However, there's somewhere south of 20% that decide that they are going to get in the way of change. You can ask anybody that those 20% of the people are a problem. And they have to be sidelined. So, don't get in my way if you're those 20% of the people. I know all the tricks, okay? I know them from lance corporals. I know them from staff sergeants, lieutenants, federal employees, my own employees, and indeed, myself, okay? I played the games too. Obfuscation, delay, undermining. You're one of those 20% of the people. And you think those tactics and techniques are going to help you. They will not, because I will run right over you. I will achieve the president's intent.
And again, we've been reporting here over and over again how the Trump regime has been rejecting supplemental FEMA requests by North Carolina for the remnants of Hurricane Helene. Georgia, FEMA rejected their supplemental aid from Hurricane Helene. Trump rejected aid requests from Arkansas after they experienced horrible storms, and Mississippi and others, or they've slow rolled it. It's been an absolute total mess. More than 900 tornadoes have touched down so far this year. That's nearly 300 above average, as CBS reports. And I just want to share with you, this family that's been absolutely devastated. Here, play this clip right here.
We can send missiles overseas. Why can't we send money to help us? Arkansas, now Kentucky got hit this past weekend. My opinion is your priority is your home.
And just so you know that I'm not just making it up, that the Trump regime wants to get rid of FEMA. Here's Kristi Noem saying she wants to get rid of FEMA.
Today, President Trump has been very clear since the beginning that he believes that FEMA and its response in many, many circumstances has failed the American people, and that FEMA as it exists today should be eliminated, and empowering states to respond to disasters with federal government support.
Now compare that to what Democratic Senator from Kentucky, Andy Beshear, has to say. Let's play it.
So I'll give you an example of our 2022 flooding. I called the FEMA administrator directly as it was going on. She was in Tennessee, and she had the Tennessee National Guard send extra helicopters to hoist people off of their roofs that could not escape what was catastrophic flooding. In the flooding we just recently...
The military told me that being a shitbag is a real fucking thing. Every job has them civilian side too. There's two different types. There's a person who...
They saved over 1,000 people in a 24-hour period. They come into our emergency operations center and bring more people with expertise that have been through this before. In fact, the FEMA representative they sent to us to help with this flooding was my head of emergency operations in the last flooding. So I had two very experienced people helping me lead. And then what we have is different requirements to get what's called public assistance, which helps states and localities rebuild infrastructure, roads, and bridges. And then if you have a really tough natural disaster, individual assistance where families can apply. Well, guess what? Every application for all of those has to be significantly reviewed, and they have to make sure it meets federal law. Right now, there is one group through FEMA that does it for all 50 states. If they eliminate FEMA, each of the states have to do that themselves to tell Congress they're complying with federal law. That means that the money that currently comes to help our families would get eaten up by overhead, not just in Kentucky, but all across the country. It would be the opposite of efficiency. It'd be making us do what one group does with 50 separate groups across the country.
Well, you tell me what you think, but we'll keep you posted every step of the way here. It's important that we call out. I'm going to keep calling out this FEMA situation because I know we're heading to a catastrophic event when FEMA's not there and one of these hurricane hits. We're in hurricane season now. Anyway, hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers.
New Midas merch drop. Check out the latest pro-democracy sticker packs, t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, and more. All at store.midastouch.com.
get to rule me. You don't get to violate my rights.
I know I'm supposed to feel sorry for Alex Preddy, but I don't. I don't. Do you know why I wasn't shot by Border Patrol this weekend? Because I kept my ass inside and out of their operations.
Well, Megyn Kelly has no qualms about VA ICU nurse Alex Preddy getting shot and killed by Border Patrol agents in Minnesota as he stood there and held a cell phone to record them. He had it coming because he existed on public property and was filming federal agents, which he had the right to do, of course. Cenk, your 2 cents?
Yeah, first, congrats, Megyn. You didn't do anything. Are you proud? Okay, I like Americans who fight for their rights. And so I think Alex Preddy is an American hero. I think the exact opposite of Megyn Kelly in this instance. So we'll give you all the she said and the facts, and then I'll weigh in on it.
So before I get to this, I just want, look, most people watching this aren't necessarily going to understand it from their own lived experience. But the way that I see this is, we're very privileged as individuals who have a platform where we get to express how we feel or what we think about anything happening in the country at any given moment. People like Alex Preddy, people who have been demonstrating on the streets, they don't necessarily have these types of platforms or these types of avenues to express their frustration, their anger, how they're feeling about their own government. So, like, it's very easy to say, well, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't show up to a protest. But yeah, you get to express yourself on a massive platform that you've built for yourself, right? So I just think the argument overall is weird, and wrong. But let me just give you the examples of what she had to say, give you more context, and you can decide for yourself. So not only did Megyn Kelly congratulate herself for exercising her speech rights from the comfort of her own studio, she then proceeded to misrepresent Alex Preddy's conduct. And this is where I get upset, right? Because it's one thing to say, I wouldn't do what Alex Preddy did. Okay, fine, whatever. It's another thing to totally misrepresent what he did do. So let's watch.
If I felt strongly enough about something the government was doing that I would go out and protest, I would do it peacefully on the sidewalk without interfering, via a whistle, via shouting, via my body, via any other way. I would make my objections known by standing there without interfering, because interfering is where you go south. And laying hands on a police officer trying to, or a Border Patrol officer or ICE officer trying to conduct a law enforcement operation is a felony. And now you are going to get arrested. And if you do anything that resembles resisting, you're in serious trouble.
But he didn't get arrested. He was executed. And on top of that, what ICE operation was he impeding? But in all honesty, what ICE operation was he impeding by standing there with his phone? And secondly, if you're going to argue with me that he was impeding an ICE operation after he moved to help the woman who was pushed to the ground by